Hello and welcome back to Rareeddie1 Talks podcast. I'm your host, Rareeddie1, and now then, I hope you're having a fantastic time. On tonight's fun-filled episode, we're talking conspiracies, we're talking dirty, naughty conspiracies. Let's get deep down and dirty. I am Winnie the Pooh in it in a minute. You can't tell, and you'll never tell because the camera won't go down that far. Maybe on an OnlyFans page, what I haven't got. Maybe I do. I don't know. Maybe someone's AI'd me somewhere. We're going to be talking pop culture. It's not always fun. It's not always entertaining. Well, in a minute, because the writers and actors strike, because they're not pumping out any shit, thank goodness. That's a bit of a blessing, I suppose. Are you really bothered about the strikes? Do you want the strikes to hurry up and end? So on tonight's episode, we're talking the Mexican aliens. The aliens that were uncovered to the Mexican Congress, and what NASA has to say about them. Drew Barrymore and her talk show, and the writers and actors strike. They're eating their own at the minute. Your writers, Drew Barrymore is their number one target. The Denver airport. The conspiracy around Denver airport, we're just going to lightly touch. We're just going in, we're just having the tip. I'm just having the tip of this one. Maybe we might have the shaft in a bit, maybe in an episode later on, but we're just having a tip of this one. The Aquaman 2, is it going to be a bomb? Is it going to flop? Or will it be a surprise at the box office? Then we're going to touch on my boy Shadiversity. Awesome guy, absolute awesome guy. We've got some not conspiracy, we've got some controversy around him, and he's fucking lapping it up. This guy is fucking knocking it out of the park. He's fucking going sword ninja on him. Good old Shad. Awesome follow on YouTube if you haven't already. And then I'm going to continue my list of fun and naughty, dirty conspiracies, which I'm starting to find out they might not be that good, but I'm going to continue on that list. Anyway, this is tonight's episode. I hope you can join me. I hope you can join me with a alcoholic beverage. I am just drinking a normal Amstel tonight, a bottled Amstel. If you can't have a drink with me tonight, if you're just having a pop, your water, cup of tea, cup of coffee, if you'd listen to this in the morning, your afternoon, and or at work and you can't have one, I'll have one for you. So cheers. It's an Amstel beer. It's is it special? Not really. It's all right. It's decent beer. I'm definitely not sponsored, because I'd be saying it'd be fucking awesome, but well, maybe not. Yeah. But let's get into tonight's fun-filled episode. Let's go to the Mexican Congress and let's see what they're having to say. So here we are. We are at Reuters. Mexican Congress holds hearing on UFOs featuring purported alien bodies. This is September 14, 2023. Couple of days ago. Now I want to play this without the sound. Yeah, look at these little bad boys. If you're watching this, what are your thoughts on these two little bad boys? They're tiny, they have little big heads, little bodies, big eyes, they have a mouth, they have a nose. They look interesting. The two stuffed bodies revealed. 3 fingers on each hand. The video. This is the time where you want where you don't want any pictures. They've been revealed to the Mexican Congress and they look cool. Do I think they're the real deal? I'm gonna have to call BS on it. I'm gonna have to call bullshit on it. I really didn't want to. I really want to believe, but they don't look alien. Mexico City, September 13. Mexican lawmakers heard testimony that we are not alone in the universe and saw the alleged remains of non-human beings in an extraordinary hearing marking the Latin American country's first congressional event on UFOs. See, we're hearing a lot of UFOs talking. Big governments are taking it serious. Little governments are taking it serious. Every government is taking this seriously, or supposedly taking this seriously. Big corporations are taking it serious. Little corporations are taking it serious. Now, is all this coming out? Alien stuff. Is all this coming out because Joe Biden and the Biden family are have a lot of controversy around them at the minute, and is this a false flag to hey everybody, look over there, we've got aliens, and let the Bidens continue their crime syndicate? Is that what's going on? That's a genuine question I am putting out in the ether. Will anyone tell me? Will I ever find out? Will we ever find out? Is it something you're not even thought about? Is it something worth questioning? Is it, let's ask these sort of questions. If Trump was in office, we wouldn't be seeing this much UFO news. But, the Biden crime family, that's for another episode. Maybe around some... what do they call it in America? General elections. Same over here. They're fucking knobhead. You'll find out about me with this show, with my podcast. I ain't the sharpest tool in the box. You'll probably, I'm full of dyslexia and, talking, and my mouth moves faster than what my brain can process stuff. Up here is like, in here, I'm like that Homer Simpson meme. I really should, that would have been awesome if I'd thought about it. But I'm up there is like the monkey clapping the little cymbals, and that's going on. But anyway, let's continue the article. In the hearing on Tuesday on Fanny, that's probably not what it is, FANI, the Spanish acronym for what the usual now termed unidentified anomalous phenomena, UAP. Politicians were shown two artifacts that Mexican journalist and longtime UFO enthusiast Jamie Mausam, now I know he's Mexican and he's Spanish, so it's not Jamie, but I can't quite think what the Spanish is for that name. Mausam claimed were the two corpses of extraterrestrials. The specimens were not related to any life on Earth, Mausam said. The two tiny bodies displayed in cases have 3 fingers on each hand and elongated heads. Mausam said they were recovered in Peru near the ancient Nazca lines in 2017. Now, if you don't know the Nazca lines, these are absolutely gorgeous drawings in the earth, and so you could see from above. And it's been long theorized that these were the Peru, the people of Peru, ancient people of Peru were put down to help the visitors see and help them to try and entice them back to them. Because why on earth I can't quite think off the top of my head when these lines were. We had no aerial aircraft with I don't, it was that long ago. So why would you put something like that on the earth? Some intricate, some detailed drawings on the earth like that, massive drawings as well on the earth. It couldn't have been for your eyes, for our eyes. Even if you had like the tallest pyramid in the world, yeah, it wouldn't make sense. I will get into the Nazca lines on another episode. So anyway, let's continue. Near the Nazca lines in 2017, he said that they were about 1,000 years old, analysed through a carbon dating process by Mexico's National Autonomous University. Let me make sure I am pronouncing that right. I probably butchered it.
Autonomous.
No, I was bang on. UNAM. Similar such finds in the past have turned out to be remains of mummified children. I don't know why I found that funny. I know why I found that funny. I read that as chicken. Not children, chicken. Well, because I had sort of glanced and I saw chicken for some reason, but obviously it's children. Malcolm said it was the first time such evidence has been presented. I think there is clear demonstration that we are dealing with non-human specimens that are not related to any other species in our world, and that all possibilities are open for any scientific institutions to investigate it, Malcolm said. We are not alone, he added, sorry. Let me, I butchered that, so let's read it aloud together. Let's do this together. Because, we're one big
Jose
family.
de Jesus Salche Benitez,
Director of the Scientific Institute for Health of the Mexican Navy, said X-rays, 3D reconstructions and DNA analysts, I know I can't say it right now, analyze had been carried out on the remains. Sorry, I do apologise. When I read that word, I always read analysts. I can affirm that these bodies have no relations to human beings, he said. UNAM on Thursday republished a statement first issued in 2017 saying the work by its National Laboratory of Mass Spectrum. I fucking already butchered it. So let's do it all.
spectrometry with accelerators.
Was only intended to determine the age of the samples. In no case do we make conclusions about the origin of said samples, the statement said. Lawmakers also heard from the US Navy pilot Ryan Graves, awesome guy, who has participated in the US congressional hearings about his personal experience with UAPs and the stigma around reporting such sightings. Congressman Sergio, I'm gonna fucking butcher that last name as well. Sorry, Sergio. Let's read it all.
Sergio Gutierrez.
From President
Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador's
ruling Morena Party, said he hoped that the hearing would be first of other similar events in Mexico. I hope the same. We are left with reflections, with concerns, with the path to Congress continue talking about this, Gutierrez said. In recent years, the US government has done an about face on public information on UAPs after decades of stonewalling and deflecting. The Pentagon has been actively investigating reported sightings in recent years by military aviators, while an independent NASA panel studying UFOs is the first of its kind by the space agency. Now, on that, do I think NASA will let out the truth? No. No, I don't think they'll let out the truth. I want them to, but I don't think they will. Malcolm faced swift backlash and criticism from skeptics on Wednesday who questioned the authenticity of his presentation. This could really hurt efforts to take the issue seriously, said a user of X social media platform, formerly known as Twitter. Why didn't they wait until a scientific paper was ready to publish it? Reported. So that's it. Now, I would love nothing more than this to be real. Maybe it will come out that they are real. I'm going to get a colder beer, I think, because that one's warmed up a little bit. I would love nothing more for them to come and say, this is real. We've done studies on these. We've done numerous studies on these, and these are genuine little aliens. I would love nothing more. Absolute love nothing more than that. So let's see what NASA has to say about these little guys. This is the fucking BBC. I fucking hate the BBC. I really do. What NASA said about those alien corpses in Mexico. BBC journalist Sam Cabral, I can't even be bothered to read his name out, questioned NASA about the rather sensational reports. He could be a good journalist. I just despise the BBC. I despise what the BBC has turned into. I despise what the BBC did to the over 75s. I despise the BBC for continually pushing one side. And, we pay them, all of us pay them, and they are biased. Very, very biased. Very one-sided. And that's my thoughts on the BBC. Horrible. So they could be an incredible journalist. So I'm sorry, but with you being on the BBC site, I still question your ethics, your journalistic skills, your journalistic integrity. I question it. So let's get back to the article. Rather sensational reports of the non-human corpses coming from Mexico and what importance the agency attaches to them. Officials from the US Space Organization convened on Thursday to release a new report on UFOs, or anomalous phenomena, UAPs as it's called. I've got to fucking click the thing, haven't I? So where is it? Where's the fucking... This is why I hate the BBC.
Sam Cabral with BBC News Digital. We've been talking a lot about shift from sensationalism to science today. Has NASA been in touch with the Mexican authorities about the rather sensational revelations earlier this week of 2 allegedly non-human corpses? And what, if any, importance do you attach to these discoveries?
Well, this is something that I know I've only seen on Twitter. This is something that
you attach to these discoveries.
Well, this is something that I know I've only seen on Twitter. So it's, when we have unusual things, you want to make data public. I think of this as like NASA has one of the most valuable samples from outer space, lunar rocks. What do? We make them available to any scientists who want to work on this. We don't know the nature of those samples that were shown in front of them. If I was the Mexican government, I would be making recommendations to the Mexican government. That's not our charge here. We're doing this for NASA. My recommendation was, if you have something strange, make samples available to the world scientific community, and we'll see what's there.
I'll just add that one of the main goals of what we're trying to do here today is to move conjecture and conspiracy towards science and sanity, and you do that with data, as David says. And that's the whole purpose of this study and this roadmap.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So that's what the BBC and the NASA have to say about it. I was hoping I was going to be able to read that, but obviously no. So I'm a little bit pissed off about that, because I know what the BBC is like, and I do put these on YouTube at the end of the day. So hopefully, touch wood, I don't get a copyright strike or some sort of strike. But generally what they are saying, that they want the Mexican government to release these bodies and let the largest scientific community test, inspect, and which is a genuine fair assessment. And I would love it if they release these. So yeah, if they don't release these bodies, or at least a sample of these bodies, then we're gonna have to call out bullshit on them. Because why wouldn't you want the wider scientific community to have a look at them, to research them, to do tests on them, so all that good stuff. So we are at the Hollywood Reporter. So let me know your thoughts on the alien, the Mexican aliens, the two little funky bodies. Let me know your thoughts. What are your thoughts on these? Again, I will put how to contact me in the show notes of every podcast, and how to get on hold of me is on my YouTube channel of the same name, Rareeddie1. So please get in contact with me. I would love that, especially to set up a fellowship of like-minded minds, and we can chat, we can have fun conversations, and talk about all this shit. I would love that more than anything. So please get in contact with me. That would be awesome. Cheers. And keep that because it's nearly done. So we are at the Hollywood Reporter. Drew Barrymore defends talk show return amid the WAG strike. After growing criticism, there are other people's jobs on the line. I thought if we could go on during a global pandemic and everything that the world experienced through 2020, why would this sideline us? She said in now a deleted video statement posted on her Instagram now. So during the coup, during the pandemic, a lot of people lost. A lot of people were made redundant, lost their jobs, lost their businesses. not Hollywood. I will never forget that. Hollywood never lost their jobs. Hollywood was allowed to continue working, while a lot of others were losing businesses, losing jobs, losing loved ones. Hollywood was allowed to continue to put out their bullshit, and now they're fucking doing this shit. Are you fucking kidding me, Hollywood? Are you fucking kidding me? In 2020, if you didn't wear a mask or you didn't have the jab, Hollywood looked at you like you were a piece of shit. And now they're expecting you to rally behind them. No, go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves, you fucking piece of shit. The amount of shit writing you fuckers have been putting out is absolutely fucking... If you don't believe me, watch Secret Invasion on Disney Plus and let that show do the talking, because it's the worst thing I've ever seen. It's written horribly. Absolute horribly. And these fuckers got to do their jobs while the pandemic was going on, because it was thought as a critical business. It was thought as a business that needed to be run, so when you had to hold up in your own house, oh fuck me, they were continuing to do their work, allowed to do their work. Now, I just seen a clip for the new Frasier. Oh fuck me, I hope they don't fuck Frasier up. I fucking love Frasier. And it's got Rodney in it. I hope they don't really fuck Frasier up, but it's modern day Hollywood. They're gonna fuck it up. Sorry, got dark there on the old writers' strike. These people decided to go out on strike. Because they want a little better. They want a guaranteed paycheck. Is one of the main reasons why they're getting strikes. So if they produce a bit of work to a studio, they want paying. No matter if the studio picks it up or doesn't, they want paying. That, you're a fucking writer at the end of the day. Write something decent. Write a decent fucking show. But again, a lot of the studios these guys write to are in the same, political leaning. So that we have been getting shit from these writers, but these studios have been happy with this shit because they want to force us to all think one way. But we're human at the end of the day. We all have difference of opinions. We all think differently. We all do things differently. But the BlackRock owner, CEO, said himself, we want to force you into doing what they want us to do. And people act like that. And people are starting to wake up. I'm sorry, I'm fucking all over the place on that one. I do apologise. Hope a little bit of that you came through. Basically. I fucking went on a angry rant. Not as an angry rant as, but I went on an angry rant and now I've lost what I was thinking. So, Drew Barrymore has forced to make an apology video, even though she has no idea what she is apologising for, because daytime is different. It's not different, but it's it doesn't fall under the writers' strike at the minute, so daytime TV can go on. So I don't know why they're fucking crying about it. They're all butthurt, all little bitches, if you ask me. But she's she's apologising for she doesn't know what. Drew Barrymore is explaining why she made the controversial decision to return her talk show. So, people out there are losing their houses. You know, when I say, it's not just the writers and the actors that are being, you know, forced out of jobs or losing money. It's the film crews, it's the lighting guys, it's the sound guys, it's the, you know, costume, it's the set, set guys. You know, it's all these. They're all losing money, you know. But I don't think about them guys, because, you know, them guys are below them. Because if you're not a writer or an actor, they don't give a fuck about you. End of the day. Sorry, So now I'm on a Taurus blood orange cider. Cheers. Hopefully you can enjoy a drink with me. Oh my god, that's delicious. I'm not sponsored. So, the production amid the ongoing Writers Guild strike, telling critics in a now deleted video that there's nothing I can do or say in this moment to make resuming production without her picketing writers okay. In a video statement that was posted to her Instagram on Friday below, so we've got the video below somewhere. Oh, it's there. There it is. I'm not going to watch the video. It's just her crying, her saying sorry, her apologising for something she doesn't even know what she's apologising for. In a video statement that was posted, I just read that, Barrymore reiterated the previous assertion from CBS Media Ventures that the Drew Barrymore show will be returning in compliance with the WAG strikes. The rules that, despite ongoing backlash from members of the union and the union itself picketing outside CBS Broadcast Center in New York, as taping resumed this week. So they are following the rules, but some writers and some actors are upset. Now, studios don't really give a fuck about this. This is a bit of a win-win for studios, because a lot of studios have, again, you know, especially when 2016 was here, they were all leaning one way. They all thought the same thing, but they're all losing money now, and the studios are thinking, shit, we can't continue to keep losing money. We alienated half our customer base, basically, and they need to make money at the end of the day. And so a lot of shows are being cancelled. You know, that it's force majeure. So where the writers are signed up and they're not buying their contractual agreement, so the studios can just rip it up and fuck it off. So I think J.J. Abrams and Mindy Kaling, among a few, have had or been released from studios. And I think these studios are like, we can start making money again, hopefully. Because Mindy Kaling brought out that horrible, not watched it, but I've heard a lot of shit about the Velma show. And J.J. Abrams is just a horrible piece of shit. He was on about white guilt not so long ago. How's your white guilt for you now, you cunt? I certainly couldn't, so I'll continue the article. I certainly couldn't have expected this kind of attention. The actress, producer, and talk show host says says about her decision. We aren't going to break the rules, and we will be in compliance. I wanted to do this because I said this is bigger than me, and there are other people's jobs on the line. So she's one of few that's actually thinking about lighting guys, sound guys, set. I can't think what the set guys who make the sets up. She's thinking about these people who need the money, who need their jobs to be returned. She's thinking about them people, because while Hollywood's not filming, those guys are out of fucking work. Probably need these jobs and desperately need these jobs. And it's, thankfully some of them have got their jobs back. It is what it is. The actress and host denied that a PR machine was behind the choice to resume the show without its wag writers. Oh, that's a bit of a mouthful for me. Her video comes one day after the WAG and fucking actors fucking guilds publicly stated they were scheduling a meeting next week. The studios have not returned to the studios haven't returned to I'm gonna let it read.
Negotiations
have not returned to negotiations with the SAG and writers and actors, which is also on negotiations with which is also on strike under a different contract than the one that covers Barrymore. Like I said, Barrymore's contract is different to the ones what the striking, so it doesn't make sense why the Barrymore is their number one target. It doesn't make sense. I don't exactly know what to say because she isn't doing anything fucking wrong. Now, I wouldn't watch the show in 100 fucking years. I imagine that show is for people who can't get enough of The View. It's a bit of scissoring show. But this only comes, I think, months after Drew Barrymore was kneeling for Dillian Mulvaney, the trans activist fucking Bud Light spokes thing. She was kneeling and accepted her womanhood, and everyone was going mad. Not mad in angry way. Everyone was going mad and loving it. And a couple of months later, them same people that was praising Drew Barrymore are literally wanting her to fucking, well, maybe not die. That's maybe a bit deep, but quite literally wanting her to fucking lose everything. They're calling her scab. They're calling her horrible names. And this is the thing with people on the left. They generally eat their own like that. Some of them may like an eating out, may like eating their own. Some of them may like a bit of scissoring, but that's each their own, I suppose. So let me continue. I've lost my spot. I don't exactly know what to say, because sometimes when things are so tough, it's hard to make a decision from that place. So all I can say is that I wanted to accept responsibility, and no, I don't have a PR machine behind this. My decision to go back to the show, it was her decision to go back to the show. I didn't want to hide behind people, she said, which I applaud her for that. At least she's fucking, being upfront about it, and, she will take the blunt of everything, which she is already. I won't polish this with bells and whistles. and publicity and the corporate rhetoric. I'll just stand out there and accept the responsibility. Barrymore removed the video from her Instagram account hours after she posted it because people were just being absolutely, I imagine people were being absolutely fucking horrible. Horrible. I couldn't really care less, I've got to be honest with you. I really couldn't. My thoughts on the Drew Barrymore show, I never watched it. I think it's a show for people who can't get enough of The View. What I've seen here is, you know, a bit of the new Futurama, new Frasier, which gets me excited. Hopefully they don't fuck it up, but that's for another thing. That's for another day. What are your thoughts on the Drew Barrymore controversy? Are you like me? You couldn't really give a fuck about it. You couldn't care less. You didn't even know she had a show. It's who is watching this show? What are your thoughts on the writers and actors strike? I think they're just greedy little puppets, basically. Greedy little puppets. And that's my thought on them. I think they're horrible fucking pieces of shit. You could just put on a random show on Disney Plus, a new random show on Disney Plus, She-Hulk, Secret Invasion, and they are awful, absolutely fucking awful shows. But that's my thoughts on Drew Barrymore. You let me know your thoughts. But apparently, this is on Sky News. Just as bad as the BBC, if you ask me. Writers' strike. UK film and TV workers are forced to put homes up for sale due to the US action. More than 30,000 people have signed a petition urging the government to consider a furlough type scheme for those who have been impacted severely. Now, I'm not sure what the UK film industry went through during the pandemic, but I have to reiterate what I said previously. I think they should go fuck themselves. Now I know the British, we are a little bit different, so maybe they, maybe it's a little bit different. I don't know too much about our film industry, so I'm not too far. I know we're not forced to strike. I know we can continue film and write and stuff like that, so we don't fall under the Americans on that front. But I have to be honest with you guys, I don't know too much about our filming industry. So let's continue reading. Out-of-work British film and TV crew members are being forced to put their homes up for sale as a result of the knock-on effects. So maybe is it a knock-on effect? So maybe the writers and your film crews don't want to necessarily, they can, but they don't necessarily want to film or write to be in solidarity with their brothers and sisters on the other side of the pond. And that's maybe where my mind will go on that. The head of entertainment union, I will butcher your name, so let's read it aloud.
Philippa Childs,
the head of entertainment union, BECTU, said some people are considering changing career. Yeah, how about coding, bro? How about you learn some coding, bro? You know, I've had I've had people saying to me they are having to sell their houses, their cars. We had one of our representatives the other day say she was going to leave the profession because she's had enough. She said, is it she's had enough because, you know, they force you to, is she had enough because it's gotten too fucking woke, too political, too ideological driven? Could it be that? I don't know. As a result of more than 2 months of A-lister industry action, some of the UK's busiest sound stages are now more like ghost towns. Okay. Ellie 24, an experienced production assistant has struggled to book any jobs. I've basically gone from 2 years of work to on-off work. Let me read that again. I've basically gone from 2 years of work to on-off work for summer to the last 6 weeks, no work at all. There's just no work to apply for. With more than 2/3 of the UK's total film spend coming from the US, the impact of striking Hollywood writers and actors taking on the studios over issue, including AI and repeat residuals, has been severe. Graham Webb, managing director of construction specialist for Wood, said it absolutely brought large parts of the industry to a grinding halt. And straight after COVID, that's difficult. Yes. Why not do this during COVID? You fucking idiots. Absolute fucking idiots. Specialist in high-end TV and film. So difficult. Specialists in high-end TV and film, they have relied on theatre and live events to make up for lost work. She hustles like providing set storage are a vital revenue stream. Sorry, let me do that. Side hustles like providing set storage are a vital revenue stream. When it goes quiet and people are fighting for less and less work in the marketplace, that's unsettling for everyone, Mr. Webb added. Fewer projects mean fierce competition to book jobs on British projects that can still shoot, and some workers are reporting certain production companies are taking advantage of the situation to undercut established pay rates. Oh, you fucking arseholes. You absolute fucking arseholes. I bet that is a very false statement. I can imagine production companies cutting and taking advantage. But in today's day and age, no, I don't think that's a thing. I think that's a made up fucking some BS there. Because you damn well know that would be all over fucking Twitter or X. If these companies were taking advantage to undercut, you know, people's pay rates, you know that would be all over. Especially if they were doing it to women, that would be all over the fucking news. So don't put that bullshit down here, you fucking absolute cunts. Sorry, that's fucking pissed me off. Yeah. You know, the UK's is different to the US. They can continue to film and do other stuff. So, because I think right now they're filming or finished filming House of Dragon. The other stuff being filmed here in the UK, and you know, production is going on. So they're just, they're just basically going on the backs of these and saying, "Oh, feel sorry for me, please." That fucking pissed me off. That did. More than 30,000 people have signed a petition urging the government consider a furlough type scheme for those who have been impacted severely because of precarious nature of the contract work they do. Okay. I ain't got too long left on this one. Miss Childs said, "Our message to the government is they need to put some mechanisms in place for when things are tough, because otherwise they are going to lose skills they desperately need." So there's so much on this topic. So you're talking about a career that it's not really a needed career. Yes, people like watching TV, people love watching films and TV, but if the shit hit the fan, that'd be the first thing cut off people's bills. TV, going to the cinema, that would be the first thing to go. So if the shit hits the fan, TVs and films will be the first thing to go. So if the government actually does this, I'll be even more pissed off, and that means the government will probably do it. I need to look into the UK film industry a little bit more before I 100% put out my thoughts, but I generally think that they're all fucking pieces of shit. Not all of them, obviously, but I imagine our writers are probably just as bad as the US writers. They like putting down their politics. They like forcing their agenda onto you. Well, I haven't watched much of British TV, but I imagine it's pretty much the same as the American TV. So yeah, that's my limited thoughts on that. Ramblings on the UK film industry. Like I say, I don't know enough to know, but if it's anything like the US writers, I imagine do a better fucking job, please. Well, just do a better fucking job. What are your thoughts on that? If you're enjoying the British TV, BBC, don't let me put you off. Please don't let me put you off. You enjoy what you enjoy. I enjoy what I enjoy. And if you hate, if there was something I love watching, so for instance, Futurama, I love that show. It's the latest season is mid at best, but I am enjoying it. If you hated it and you were telling me that you fucking hate it, it won't put me off. So please don't let anything I say put you off. If anything, let's have a discussion about it, and let's see if you can change my mind, I can change your mind, or we just agree to disagree, which is probably the likely case. So let me know your thoughts on the writers and actors strike and the Drew Barrymore situation. But here we are at Live Science, and we are looking. I'm just gonna get the tip of the Denver International Airport. I'm just going for the tip. That's all I'm interested in. I'm not interested in the shaft. I'm just interested in the tip at the moment. So let's have a look. Let's have a lick. Let's have a lick of the tip. Let's have a look at the tip. The Denver International Airport is a quirky place known for its offbeat art. Offbeat art, yes. Gargoyles overlook the baggage claims. Murals depict scenes of war and horror, and there's a 32-foot, 9.75 meter blue horse with red eyes presiding over the road leading in and out of the terminal. Now, I think the horse is called Lucifer, or that's quite possibly a nickname they give the horse, Lucifer. A blue horse with red fucking eyes. Can't make this shit up. You really can't make this shit up. So, the conspiracy behind this is a secret underground bunker for the New World Order. I can't think off the top of my head. I do know this conspiracy, but it's been a long time. But I know it's the New World Order's bunker. All of this weirdness combined with the municipal drama surrounding... Is that municipal?
Municipal.
So all the weirdness combined with the municipal drama surrounding the airport's construction, that's another thing. The airport's construction, the project went almost 3 billion over budget. Not million, billion over budget. Sparked an array of conspiracy theories. The most common, according to the Denver Public Library, is the airport is the secret headquarters to the New World Order, the Illuminati, the reptilians, or some other shadowy group with plans to take over the world. Well, if you look into the murals, it's very in your face. I think I've heard that some of the murals have been changed. But when it first came out, the murals were, pretty much. It would look like, he was like, we're telling you what we're going to do. Situations. To bolster their beliefs, theorists spin alternative explanations for the airport's odd decor. For example, an inlay in the floor with the symbols. So, an inlay in the floor with the symbols for gold, AU, and silver, AG, referring Colorado's mining history, become a secret message about a made-up pathogen known as the Australian antigen. Let me make sure that's right.
Australian antigen.
Known as the Australian antigen. A mural decrying war and wishing for the world peace becomes a warning about totalitarian future. All of this is built according to the theorists on top of a 6-story deep bunker where the elites will hunker down to ride out the end of the world. Or maybe it's a prison for dissenters. Of course, there's no evidence of anything beneath the airport besides maintenance tunnels, a baggage transport system, and harried travellers moving between terminals on an underground train. But that doesn't stop those who want to believe in something more nefarious beneath the airline hub. So yeah, we've just looked at the tip of the Denver airport. Now, maybe next episode we may take in the shaft. We may go down to the shaft, or I may just tease you for a couple more episodes and just leave you with this tip. We leave you with the tip of the Denver airport. maybe leave you with the tip of the blue horse with red eyes, the Lucifer's tip. But that's I thought that was a fun little one to maybe have a look into and see, what's going on with the Denver airport. I know the conspiracy, but I haven't looked into it for a couple of years now, so that'll be definitely a fun one for me to have a look into. I will hopefully get a little YouTube video out on that as well. So please check out my YouTube channel or Rumble channel, and I will look into it. And like I said, I will follow up the Denver International Airport because there's some wild conspiracies on that one. So, but that's it. So let me know if you really want me to get deep down and dirty, maybe get to the shaft, maybe go balls deep on that one. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on the Denver airport. I may have fucked it up, and let me know if I fucked it up, and you let me know your thoughts. So, what are your thoughts on Aquaman 2? So, I believe this is my prediction. I think this film is going to flop because of a certain person, AH. Amber Heard is still in this film. She is still in this film. Now, could they have done what the Army of Dead did and totally replaced her and green screened her with another actress? Quite possibly. Or would that have been too much work for the director and the editors to do? Maybe, because they have reshot this not once, not twice, quite possibly 3 times they've reshot this film. I watched the trailer and it looked fucking dog shit. If this film makes any money, it'd be because of this man here. I do like myself, Jason Momoa. I think he's a pretty good guy. I think he stole the show in the latest Fast X film. Is a hell of a guy. He really wouldn't like me, in all honesty. But he's an actor at the end of the day. I don't really give a fuck about him. But I honestly think this film is going to flop, and it's because of Amber Heard. And she's basically, so we are at the Los Angeles Times. James Wan says Amber Heard's Aquaman 2 was not minimized due to the Johnny Depp trial. Of course he's going to fucking say that, but you damn well know he was, and it has been minimized because of that, because she's a horrible piece of shit. She shat the bed. Yeah, I really do think this is going to fucking fail. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom director James Wan is speaking out about Amber Heard's diminished role in the forthcoming DC superhero movie that is going to fucking fail, and fail hard. Last year, Heard said, as part of her testimony during her trial against former partner, so she still kept her job. Johnny Depp lost everything, lost every role he was in, every job he was doing, every job he was part of, he'd lost. And it turns out she was the bad person in the relationship, not Johnny. Luckily, I say luckily, it's still not coming back to where he was. I'm still not. I was a big Johnny Depp fan, but when he said about assassinating a certain president, or, you know, come on, man, just, you're better than that. Fuck's sake, you fucking asshole. Amber Heard said that her part in the sequel has been very pared down. I was given a script and then given new versions of the script that had taken away scenes that had action in it, that depicted my character and other characters without giving any spoilers away. Two characters fighting with one another, and they basically took a bunch out of my role, Heard said. During the trial, they removed a bunch out. So it's all over the place, that. My reading's all over the place, and that I do apologise. Basically, I just wanted to have a little rant and say, yeah, I think Aquaman 2's just going to fucking flop. It's going to flop hard. If it actually makes any money, it's because of this man, Jason Momoa. But I think they really should have considered taking her out. Yes, you'd maybe filmed a whole bunch of shit. But how many times you reshot, rewrote, you know, and you could not have took her out? You know, that's not a possibility. I think that was a genuine possibility. Because let's face it, DC, Warner Brothers and DC, this won't be their first flop. This won't be their second flop. I think this will be going on to their 7th flop. If this indeed does flop, this will be like their 7th flop in a row. It's just so frustrating. I'll probably talk about this more on next week's episode. We may get some more news, but yeah, I just wanted to talk about that. And I think it's going to flop at the box office. So yeah. So I wanted to touch on my boy Shadiversity. Apparently he is being cancelled, or someone who he once worked with is trying to, you know, distance himself from Shad, because he co-hosts a show called Friday Night Tights, which is a fucking awesome show. If you're not watching it, what are you doing? If you're not watching that show, what are you doing? I highly recommend that show. Pop culture, fun, funny, hilarious. Shadiversity is a hell of a guy, hell of a fellow. He is a Mormon, even though you won't know he's a Mormon because he never fucking brings that up. But he's a hell of a guy, really is a hell of a guy, and I had the pleasure of meeting him. Yeah, I was meeting Shad, and I had a really nice conversation with him. He was a genuinely a nice guy, really nice guy. He talked to everyone, and he sat down with people. He talked to people. He was just a friendly guy, you know. And I absolutely had the pleasure of meeting him, and I can't wait to meet him again. Absolute fucking beauty of a guy, and he doesn't deserve what some cowardly person is trying to do to him. But the fellowship, we have his back, and he's realizing what the fellowship is, and we have his back, and yeah, and I have his back, and you know, I'm very, very, very small creator on YouTube and Rumble and podcast, but I have his back, and there's many, many, many more people that have his back, and I'm very happy to see that. And so yeah, so I have Shadiversity's back. If you want to know more about him, please go check him out on YouTube. Like I say, he's a fun guy. does film reviews. He's a sword guy. He loves his swords and medieval castles and armory, and he loves all that stuff. And so if you're into that, go check him out. So I do apologise. I feel I've rushed through my last couple of topics. Time is sort of running away from me. I really didn't think I was going to be talking about the writers' strike and the Mexican aliens as much as I did. But again, my aim for this podcast is to make it feel like a conversation that I generally have with my friends and family. And I want it to feel like a conversation that you feel part of, that I'm sat having a conversation with you. That's my aim for this, because podcasts really did help me when I was at a few of my lowest points. Podcasts really did help, and I fucking love it. I love actually doing my podcast. I actually love it, and that's genuinely my aim for the podcast, is to make it feel like a conversation, random conversation you have with your mates, and hopefully I feel like one of your mates, and I would love that more than anything. But so here we are at Watch Mojo. It's a channel I used to love. I haven't watched it in a long time. I mainly watched it because of Rebecca Bryant, the Watch Mojo lady. I mainly watched it because of her. Sorry if I'm a guy at the end of the day, and I mainly watched it because of her. She was actually a pretty fucking cool person. So hopefully this one, as we found out last week, but quite not as naughty and dirty as I thought they might have been. I think this is, when I quite literally searching for this, I just put dirty conspiracies, and one of the first ones has dirty in it. But number 8, we're at number 8. The US doesn't offer free higher education because of the military. While the US offers free public education up to the end of high school, universities and higher learning costs, well, an arm and a leg would be an understatement. Although there have been growing calls for the government to fully fund higher ed, many see it unlikely for one simple reason: the US military. In the US, military service is voluntary. However, it also offers, I've said this word a few times now, so we're going to read it out. It's going to get read out, and we're going to listen to it together. I've butchered it many, many times.
Subsidized.
Across to higher education along with service, giving lower income families opportunities they wouldn't otherwise be able to afford. The conspiracy theory states that the government would never fully fund higher education because if everyone had free access to college without the added danger of active service, far fewer would choose the military. That was quite a boring one. I do apologise, but that's definitely an interesting one, and something I will look into that. Actually, I will look into this one. It's first I'm hearing of this, and I feel a bit bad because I'm quite a big conspiracy nut, and that's the first I'm hearing of that. Maybe in that sort of context, maybe that's why that's not making much sense to me. But again, I will finish off this list I do apologise because they're not dirty and they're not rude. Hopefully they do get better and dirtier. But in tonight's episode, we did touch a tip of a conspiracy. So we have been rude. We have been naughty. But yeah, I generally don't have much thoughts on this one because I generally don't know it. So I can't. It wouldn't surprise me that the military would do that and the government would do that, because if poor families are getting into college and doing, able to get college, then will the military dwindle in forces, in its size? Let's face it, they couldn't beat us. They couldn't beat us Brits in war in practice. We kicked their asses, and they'll come back and say, well, we kicked you in the real war, in the revolutionary war. Fair enough. Yeah, you did have help though. I love you Americans. America is my favorite place to visit. I love Vegas. I love Phoenix. I absolutely adore you Americans. And I'm going to say this: we need America. The world needs America. So pull your shit together. The world needs you. So please pull your shit together. I do. It's one of my favourite places to go, America. I do love it. So it's only a bit of fun. But yeah, so hopefully this gets better. Hopefully it gets better. Hopefully I can feel small improvements within myself. Put me into a big screen. You're probably, if you're listening to this, you're probably, what the fuck you on about, you dickhead? But yeah, I can feel small improvements. Only small improvements. I'm still rough. It's still rough. But the more I do of these, the more I will get better. I definitely feel comfortable talking on, because I do have a camera on. I am filming as well. But the more I do of these, the more I will get better. I hope it's felt like a conversation like you have with your friends and family. Again, I would love a co-host. I would love a guest. I would love to have a couple of guests on, or a guest on. So if that's something you feel you would love to do, get in touch with me and we'll have a talk. We'll have a conversation about that. So please don't be shy. Get in contact with me. All ways of getting in contact with me will be in the show notes or in my YouTube video or Rumble. I hope you've had a good time listening to me. I have had an awesome time tonight. I am also sweating my tits off. I am winning the poon in it at the minute. I know you can't see what's going on underneath this. I have my Spurs shirt on. We fucking had a lucky win. Well, maybe not a lucky win, but we won. Go on, you yids. So yeah. So I hope you've had a good time listening to me tonight, or whenever you listen to me. I hope you're having enjoyed this episode. Please leave me a review. Please follow me on whatever podcast provider you're listening to me on. Please don't be shy. Get in contact with me. If you disagree with me or anything, please get in contact with me as well. If you agree with me, that'd be even better. Again, if you think you've got something you think I should add to the show, please get in contact with me. Again, I would love that. If you think you would love to have a guest to be a guest on, let me know and we'll see what we can do. I would love that. It's my little baby. My podcast is my little baby and I love doing it. So please follow me. I think it's follow on most podcast providers. Please leave me a review. That'd be awesome. Please like and subscribe if you're watching me on YouTube and Rumble. I hope you've had a great time listening to me. I've had an awesome time chatting with you guys, having fun with you guys, learning something interesting with you guys, touching a tip as well. We touched the tip tonight. Well done. Cheers. I enjoyed touching that tip. I've been Rareeddie1. I hope you have a great week. I will see you next week. Peace.